Hey guys, this is Love Socking, and today we are going to do a full review of the Hughes Kettner Grandmeister Deluxe 40 amp head with its 1x12 cabinet running through the FSM-432 MK3 MIDI switching pedal. And what I like to do is go through the 4 basic channels: clean, crunch, lean, and ultra. And what we'll be doing is I'll be recording using a Sennheiser E609 mic right on the front of the grill, and then just off access, and then also blending that with the Redbox AE DI output, and that's a cabinet emulator, which sounds just great. And I'll be blending those for a lot of the recordings, but then I'll be splitting off and showing you what it sounds like, just the mic, and then also the other side, what the Redbox sounds by itself. And I think you're just going to be amazed. There's no load box. It just sounds great the way that Hughes & Kettner just created it. It just sounds amazing. And we'll be using the stop box function of the footswitch just for those channels, but then later I'm going to use some of the presets with some of the built-in effects, modulation effects and delay, just so you can kind of hear how some of those could sound as you program those in. And then at the end we'll sum those all up and see what some of my feelings are about this amp. I've been waiting for an amp like this, an analog all-tube amp that's programmable. After using all kinds of digital gear and emulators and modelers for a long time, even using some analog stuff even still, it doesn't have the same feel as an amp, but to be able to program it like this tube amp that's come out, it really sounds and feels amazing, and hopefully you will agree. So let's get started. You know, as a gigging guitarist, you're always looking for practicality, great tone, and a lot of versatility and options so that you can create the sounds that you need with a lot of cover songs or even other people's original songs. And let me tell you, this Hughes Kettner really is great because every channel on this is practical and it sounds different. You know, they're just not gainier versions of the one before. And if you go on Hughes Kettner's website, they actually talk about the fact that the difference here between the Deluxe 40 and the 36, I think they really tried to match the tonal options of their flagship tube amp, the Triamp, which is basically 3 separate amps with different power tube options and blendability all in one amp. And they really did a great job of making each of these 4 channels really just sound great. And you know, even as far as the effects, they all sound great. And it doesn't have every effect built in, but the ones that they have are the basic ones you want: reverb, delay, 4 different basic modulation effects, chorus, flanger, phaser, tremolo. Those are the basic ones that if you're a gigging guitarist, you need those for different options. So they're all in there. And you know, if you want more effects, it has an effects loop that we did a demo here. Maybe we'll do it in a future video. But you can hook up your existing pedal board, run it into the effects loop, and even save it and trigger it with different presets. And that's a great thing about this, is that you can do what we did using stopbox mode, just to trigger just like a regular 4-channel amp and set up a general reverb and delay and a modulation type, and just use it simply like that and trigger things. Or you can go into preset mode with a foot switch and you can create 128 separate presets, you know, 128 different sounds with different banks. So you could have a bank for different songs, and then you could just have within each of those banks 4 different options for different sounds within a song. So there's so many options that you have as a gigging guitarist. You know, as a worship leader guitarist, we're always dealing with stage volume, and you never want a loud amp on stage. It just muddies the mix and makes the life and the ears of the front of the house engineer, it's just a nightmare for them. And I've done the same thing which many of you have done, where you have a tube amp and you just send a long mic cable to the back or behind stage, and you mic it up, and it does sound good and feels so much better than an emulator of any kind. But you know what? It's such a hassle. Here, I would just bring the head. I wouldn't even bring the cabinet, and I would just go direct out of the Redbox AE with a regular XLR cable right to my guitar channel on the soundboard. Make sure it's a good mix in my in-ear mixer on the stage wedge monitor, and we're good to go. But again, hopefully we'll be able to do some other demos as they come along, even with this amp, maybe with the effects loop. So until then, take care, and we'll see you later.